you want to start, I was just mentioning how you talked a few times about being able to be a spectator in the stadium and how much you're looking forward to that experience. Are you planning to come to the game Saturday? Because I know you guys have a preseason game the following afternoon, and just what do you expect that experience to be like for you and the rest of the Louisville City team?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to be here. My wife has already bought tickets, and I'm looking forward to seeing racing and seeing the stadium and game day from a different perspective. But I'm really excited to see a soccer game here and be a fan and to celebrate, hopefully like every other fan on Saturday. Can't wait.
And do you want to go ahead and update us on your preseason, the schedule, and how do you feel things have been going?
Yeah, we've been busy. I've been joking with the staff about just constantly being on buses, and I feel like we've taken our fair share. But that's what we're supposed to be doing right now. So we've had some excellent, games on our Texas swing. Just recently went down to Chattanooga and had a really meaningful, tough game against them in front of fans, which was really quite incredible to have an atmosphere as well and to be the enemy, so to speak. It was nice to be heckled from the stands for the first time in 21. But our team's growing, and we're just trying to really push ourselves right now. And, we still have a couple weeks until we kick off the real deal. And right now we have, 2 games left. Unfortunately, we had an opponent cancel on us. So we'll use these last 2 games as, our final tune-up in preparation. Get a really good opponent in the USL 1 champion Greenville, and then take on our old rival Pittsburgh here. Again, opportunity for us to play in Lynn family in front of fans, and we're looking so forward to that.
And I do just want to clarify for everybody, we'll be releasing this information later today, but it was the rematch with FC Cincinnati where we're no longer going to be able to play. They went ahead and, I guess, canceled the game at their request. Is that correct? So
that is correct.
But it does leave you with 2 games, and now you do have a schedule. Can you sort of discuss what sticks out to you, what you're looking forward to this season as you start to plan everything in the bigger picture?
Yeah, I would say that I'm not sure why the Cincy game got canceled. The reason we were told is because of some vaccination process that they're going to go through with their team. So I'll accept that. Hope that it didn't have anything to do with us going up there and beating them last time. But anyway, we're having to deal with that. And so we got the schedule that came out, and know that Atlanta 2 is our first opponent. And this one is a tough one because we don't know a lot about Atlanta 2, and you never know what some of the MLS 2 teams are going to bring. Are they going to bring a group of young players? I saw last week they signed 4 foreign players, all with really good backgrounds. So it's going to be interesting. They have lost their head coach. They haven't named a head coach. So there's going to be a lot of questions on opening day. And opening day, every time you play one of these opening games, you have to answer a lot of questions about yourself, your opponent, what your preparation was. And then, we get into the meat of the schedule, and thankfully we're here at home at the start of it. It does set up to be a very difficult schedule later on in the year, in particular when we play on the road as much as we do in the last, I believe, 14 games.
All right, and I see a hand up from Jonathan. We can go to you next.
Hey, John, how you doing? I know you, the main core of the group has returned from last season's team. I think you all are maybe integrating like 5 or 6 new guys this season. How has that gone in terms of the new guys getting comfortable with the core group and everyone just kind of learning everyone as players and everything like that?
Yeah, that's gone really well so far. And through our Texas trip, we were able to get every single guy valuable minutes. And that's the best way to build some of these relationships and understanding. but because we have such a high number of returning players, it's a little easier to integrate some of these new guys. Not only is there a lot of examples within the locker room and on the field, there's a lot of little lessons off it. So that's been positive so far. Even Jorge arriving last week, played against Chattanooga, got 45 good minutes in and did really well for us.
Just quick follow-up, I guess with, maybe you spoke to this earlier, but, you know, just overall, I guess, chemistry and how things are going right now. Obviously, I'm not looking for you all to be, you know, in mid-season form right now or anything, but, you know, with everyone,
not.
Yeah, with everyone just getting acclimated with you know, getting play styles and, you know, kind of getting the bodies back moving and getting back into soccer shape, you know, how is you know, the chemistry and the connections on the field, and how is all that looking as you all are, you know, a few weeks out from your opener here?
Yeah, well, first and foremost, I'll tell you that from a physical standpoint, we look really good. And once you get that kind of dialed in, now you think about mentality, and our mentality has been excellent. I still think we're going through, you know, are we executing technically? Do we have all the right ideas? Are we making the right decisions? Are we taking what the opponent is giving us in games? Those are things that we still need to work on. But as for the group, from a physical standpoint, from a mental standpoint, we're in a really good way right now.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Jonathan.
All right, Hack, I don't see any other questions, but I do have to ask one of my own because I've got May 22nd circled on my calendar, and I'm looking at that saying Landon Donovan's going to be at Lynn Family Stadium. And I know for other reasons that's an interesting game for you, but do you want to go through the dynamics there of you know, having him on the opposite sideline, but also you know, your son potentially out on the field that night?
Yeah, the league threw us a nice little bonus game there. The reality is that I think we get one of the best teams in the West coming to Lynn Family. Obviously with Landon, you know, it's a big name, and I think he's doing a wonderful job. At least my son keeps telling me that he's doing a great job. And then from a personal standpoint, I mean, there's going to be a lot of shit talking between my family text that's going back and forth already. I didn't know that my other two sons were supporting Morgan and not supporting me. My wife keeps going from one side to the other. So we have a lot of things to work out internally, but the game itself is going to be wonderful and a really good test for us early in the season.
Hey, John, when you have so many returning players and guys that have been with you through the years, when you have new guys come in, does it help that the players can coach the players some, and it doesn't fall on the shoulders of the coaches and yourself?
Absolutely. I mean, that's one of the things that has been great through this preseason is that, you know, bringing these new guys in, so many of the things that we're doing on and off the field, the players, you know, can help. And the players are saying, here's what the coaching staff is looking for right now. Here's how we're going to go through, you know, our daily process of what we do. So there is a lot of that makes our job a lot easier. And hopefully that speeds up the players being comfortable and ultimately performing for our club.
And just as a quick follow-up too, I would imagine you've been doing this so long, and it's such a long regular season. Once you guys get up and running, you don't want your team to peak. I mean, you want them still to be good and to be sharp, but at some point, you know, you kind of know what you're looking for. Do you feel like your guys are right on track for where they need to be at this time of the year? Or are you ever really satisfied?
Yeah, I would say we're not ever really satisfied until the form that we think we have is backed up by the results. And you don't get that chance to see the true results until we get into the season. So while we feel really good about our preparation, and that gives us a reason to feel confident going into the season, it's always tricky. And because of, you know, the Atlanta 2 being our first opponent, and then Birmingham and San Diego and Indy coming right after, I mean, we're going to have some challenges. I think we have a U.S. Open Cup game squeezed in there. Our first really 5 weeks are going to be really important for us.